What is up, people, and welcome back to the channel. I think I figured out what was wrong with the booster, and I do feel a little bit daft, but I was still happy with my decision not to enter in the second race. So I've had some more conversations with Quaif about my diff, what was happening, and what I found out in the pits when I was testing the movement of the wheels. And I was right. Because this diff is a dry diff and it's out of a gearbox, run on a chain, run off another gearbox. When I was testing the diff in the pits, I didn't have it in gear. That's where I was wrong. That's why I thought my diff had lost drive. You have to lock the diff still, then check your side to side. So I spoke to them and they've gone, yeah, it sounds like your diff's fine. If there's any carnage in there, if the grease has got a nice viscosity to it, it's okay. But what I do need to do, they've sent me the torque specs and the orientation for the washers. Inside there's like domed washers. I need to measure the domed washers to make sure that they are all within spec. And then that is about it. But when I was tidying up, as you say, I've had a tidy up. Right, I put that up on the wall, which is my splitter, right? And someone commented again about the chain jumping on the sprocket. Well, it's never happened. It's never happened. But I've always run this sprocket. This little one is 15 tough. And for this event only, I changed down to a 14 tooth, right? Now, as you know, the smaller this gets, this sprocket, the more slack you'll have down this end. Because it's wrapped around less teeth, isn't it? It may only be one teeth, but one tooth is half a link if you look at it that way. Now, I remember I put a chain on this after qualifying, right? And I always inspect this sprocket. And I was lying in bed and I was thinking, the damage that is on this sprocket, let me just zoom you in so you can see. See that there? That damage is on every tooth. That's impact damage. That isn't wear. That's where it's been hammered and it's bared over. And it's on every tooth. Now that wasn't there. I'm pretty sure that was not there when I swapped the chain. It's even on the back side. And all the teeth are slightly bent. So I think my chain was slipping, and what will verify that is this splitter of mine has been on this car for many years, and the chain cannot come into contact with that because I've got that cut out. Yeah, the only way the chain would touch that is if it was jumping over the sprocket, and it's got two holes in it. Yeah, when the chain is on the sprocket, it cannot touch this. There is tolerance there, because that's how I built it. So where have these two freaking holes come from? The only way that can happen is if there's a sprocket and a chain. So from this, we might be able to determine there's nothing in the diff. There was zero debris in the oil. But I've got a damaged sprocket, a stretched chain, a small sprocket, and a hole in my splitter. I think it was, in fact, the chain slipping on the sprocket. That has caused the damage. Well, there is no technical damage. It's worn my sprocket, which was, I'm guessing, probably wearing anyway, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't that bad. It's bust a hole in my splitter, but I have got another one. I don't know if you'll see next to that cardboard box. I've actually got a second one cut out. So, I think my engine's fine. I think it was the chain slipping on the sprocket, which a few people have said to me, and I've gone, no, it can't happen, it can't happen. It doesn't happen, because I've raced this loads of times now. It's done a lot of track time, a lot of racing. But with that sprocket on, not the smaller one that's on there now. And I just say one tooth is half a tooth, it's half a link. So that stretch of half a link must have been enough, plus the actual stretch itself, because I'd done a 20-minute race the day before on the same chain. So I think it had all the planets had aligned and the shit went down the toilet. And that's what happened. I do think, I mean, when the engine's out, I'm going to take the sump off anyway, flip it over and have a look. And I might drop the clutch out anyway and replace the gear selector switch on the end of the barrel to try and get my gear position sensor working properly. So, I think that is what's happened. So this is a quick update on what I think happened, and with the data we've got around us, I can't see it being anything else other than the chain slipping. Now, if I'd have really thought about it, would I have noticed it when we were there racing? No. Because I checked what I thought I could check and what I thought was happening. And look how long it's took me to figure it out now. If I'd have thrown another chain on, because I had another new one with me, I could have chucked another chain on, I could have made the second race. But in hindsight, I did the safer option. There's an issue with my car, don't put it on the track. That if you've got an issue with your car, you ain't got a clue what it is, you ain't quite sure, or ain't got a clue what it is, don't put your car on the track. Because you're going to cause an accident. Yeah? And I ain't having that. So, anyway, this is just a quick update. Yes, some of the comments, some people were saying, is your chain splitting on the sprocket? And I was going, no. Well, apparently I was wrong, and it does look like it was that way. Well then, that's it. Thanks for watching. Give me a quick like. Give me a comment telling me I'm a divvy. And I'll see you in the next one. See you later, people.